Hi, I am Tapan Kumar Sahu. This video is a part of assignment, and here I will discuss about the capital account convertibility of the rupee. So let's discuss. Here basically I will discuss about why India is not fully converting its capital account. So on the basis I will discuss about the what does mean capital account convertibility, and how capital account convertibility different from current account convertibility, and why is it important to keep not convertible capital account, and in the following basis the what are the preconditions before converting the capital account, and the merits and demerits, and the two committee about the capital account convertibility. Okay, let's discuss. So the basically we know the balance of payment consists of two account. One is current and other is capital account. So the basically the currency convertibility refers to the freedom to convert domestic currency into other internationally accepted currencies, and vice versa, like the conversion of foreign currency into rupee. And if we take the example, when an exporter sell his produced goods in the foreign market, he receives dollar, but he cannot use this dollar in India. He have to convert this dollar into Indian rupee, and for this purpose, the convertibility of rupees play a very vital role. So the fully convertibility of rupee required there is a fully convertible in the capital account, and also along with the current fully convertible in the current account. In India case, the permit only full convertible is only in current account, but there is a only partial capital account convertibility. So about the meaning of capital account convertibility, and the capital account convertibility basically say the freedom to convert rupee into any foreign currencies, or convertibility into euro, dollar, or yen, or etc. Like and also foreign currency back into rupee for the purpose of capital account transaction, or we can say is the freedom of foreign investor to purchase Indian financial assets, and that of the domestic citizen to purchase foreign financial assets. So from domestic point of view, uh, domestic people can purchase foreign assets, and from foreign um, people or foreign investor can uh, purchase capital in the domestic market. So it is a basically the uh, convert of local financial assets into foreign financial assets at a determined exchange rate. So the uh, capital account convertibility means the freedom to conduct investment transactions without any restrictions. So it is so it would mean no restriction on the amount of rupee you can convert into foreign currency, in the enable you an Indian resident or to acquire any foreign assets in the uh, foreign land. Okay, so this is all about the capital account convertibility mean. And the next is um, why is it important to keep not convertible capital account. If you see in the India, there is only uh, partially convertibility in the capital account. So if we convert the capital account in the India, we know India is a developing country. So in usually in developing countries, there is a always caution about the opening of their capital account, because if we open the capital account, there is a huge inflow and outflow of the foreign and domestic capital, which are which is if there is a huge inflow and outflow of foreign capital, that leads to volatility, and this volatility leads to excessive appreciation and depreciation of the currency and exchange rate, and it's impact the monetary and financial stability of the domestic economy. Okay, so like if you take the example, some country try to convert their capital account, like they face a crisis, like in like example Mexican economic crisis and East Asian crisis in 1997. So that's why India takes caution approach in respect of full convertible of rupee. So suppose if there is a full convertible of capital account, then what happened? So if there is a fully convertible of capital account, if we take, if we assume, then without any, if there is a not comfortable not comfortable fiscal position, so that leads to currency crisis. How leads to currency crisis? And if there is a fully convertible or capital account that leads to deterioration of the exchange rate, if we take an example, then that leads to uh, overvaluation or undervaluation of the exchange rate, and that's directly impact to the current account deficit. So if you take the example of appreciation and the exchange rate appreciate, then the exporting countries become unviable and import to become much more competitive, so cause the balance of payment get more worse. So that leads to problem in the Indian economy. There is a problem of balance of payment crisis. So that's why India is not fully converting its capital account. So if we try to convert our capital account, what are the precondition before we convert our capital account? The first precondition is there should be domestic macroeconomic stability, and the second precondition must be the domestic enterprises should have responsible degree of competitiveness, and the third precondition is the country should have trade oriented development strategy and adequate incentive for export growth, and the fourth precondition is the country should have an appropriate industrial policy and a favorable investment climate, and the fifth precondition is the country should have comfortable current account position, and the sixth precondition is the country should have adequate foreign exchange reserve. So now discuss about what are the merits of capital account convertibility. The first merit is it gives the convertibility gives the rupee of true value. It gives the true value basically when there is a marketly determined exchange rate, like demand is equal to supply, then it gives the true value of the rupee. Okay, and the second is if the free market rate were higher than the official rate of exchange, okay, the profitability of exports would increase. As a result, the exporter would be induced to raise exports. So mm, basically it's rise the export sector if there is a depreciation in the currency due to capital account convertibility, and in the mm, if there is a depreciation, and that depreciation, if the exportable product have high import content, so the higher market determined exchange rate or a depreciation uh, can reduce the profitability of export, because the whatever goods produced for export purpose that have a high import content, and if there is a reduce in the profitability of the export sector, then the sector will try to substitute in uh, in the domestically, and that leads to import substitution of the uh, imported product. Okay, and that leads to increase the exportable product and reduce the imported product. Okay, and the fourth merit is high exchange rate of rupee can stimulate the remittances by the non-resident Indian. And the fifth merit is, if along with convertibility there is a liberalization of import of gold, that leads to increase to gold reserve. Basically, increase in gold reserve. The sixth is it result of self balancing due to market condition for equilibrium of price or exchange rate. There is a total foreign receipts and payment get self balance. Okay, and the seventh is full convertibility of rupee will enable the Indian investors to hold internationally diversified investment portfolio. Indian investor can diversify their portfolio investment, mm, if there is a full convertibility in the capital account. So these are the merits of capital account convertibility. And the what are the demerits of capital account convertibility? The first demerit is, uh, if the capital account convertibility occur, then the some difficulty arises. Okay, like there is a problem in balance of payment, and that leads to the problem may be out of control because of the free market exchange rate. And this rise, the currency will rise very steadily or depreciate very steadily. And if the full convertibility cause appreciation of rupee, the possibility of reduction in exports cannot be ruled out. Okay, and if there is a appreciation of rupee consequent upon its free convertibility, the imports are likely to increase and have adverse effect on balance of payment deficit. And the fourth demerit is, if the full convertibility causes depreciation of rupee, the import prices are likely to increase. As a result, the inflationary pressure can get intensified. Okay, if there is a depreciation, then import prices will increase. As a result, there is a domestically inflationary pressure rises. Okay, so now discuss about the uh, committee uh, committee which are recommended how capital account convertibility should happen. So the first committee was constituted by RBI, under the chairmanship of SS Tarapore, for making to specify what are the precondition should we have to take for the introduction of full capital account convertibility. So to specify the sequence and time frame in which measures suggested by the committee are to be adopted, and to suggest domestic policy measures and changes in institutional framework according to the specified sequence. So we have to adjust the economy according to capital account convertibility. So and the committee report submitted on May 30th 1997, the main recommendation or the pre precondition of the committee were follows as: the fiscal deficit or gross fiscal deficit to GDP ratio has to come down from a budget 4.5% in 1997 to 3.5% in 1999, because 1999 was a period, they recommend 3 year for the implementation of capital account convertibility. Okay, so the second recommendation, a consolidated sinking fund has to be set up to meet government debt repayment, to be financed by increased in RBI profit transfer to the government, and disinvestment should be proceeds. And the third recommendation is the inflation rate should remain between 3 to 5% of the for the period 1997 to 2000, and the gross NPA of the public sector bank must be down to 13 to 5% by 2000, and the average effective cash reservation needs to be brought down from 9.3 to 3%, and RBI should have to monitor exchange rate band of plus minus 5% around a neutral real effective exchange rate. RBI should be transparent about the changes in real effective exchange rate. And the sixth is external sector policy should be designed to increase current receipts to GDP ratio and bring down the debt servicing ratio from 25% to 20%. And the committee recommended some for before implementing there should be some preparation in the financial system for compatibility capital account convertibility, sorry. These include the removal of market imperfection first, and second is uniform treatment of non-resident and resident liabilities for purpose of reserve requirement, and improvement of risk management, more stringent capital adequacy and prudential standards, greater autonomy of commercial banks and financial institutions, and an effective supervisory system. The committee report was implemented. The committee report was not implemented or not taken any action about capital account convertibility, and basically it was this committee was not implemented. Okay, and still there is a uh, partially convertible of capital account, and the second time the committee uh, the RBI appoint the second um, committee on capital account convertibility, and this committee also led by SS Tarapura, and the committee was established by RBI in consultation with the government to revisit the subject of fuller capital account convertibility in the context of the progress in economic reform and how we can achieve the stability of the external and financial sectors, and how accelerate the growth and global integration. The report of this committee was made by public by RBI on 2006. In this report, they suggested three phase of adopting the full convertibility of rupee in capital account. First phase in 2006-7, second phase 2007-9, third phase 2000 to 11. And the following are some important recommendations of the committee. The ceiling for external commercial borrowing should be raised for automatic approval. And the second is NRI should be allowed to invest in capital market. And third is NRI deposits should be given tax benefit. And fourth is improvement of the banking regulation, and fifth is foreign institutional investors should be prohibited from investing fresh money in the Indian uh, market. Okay, so these are the some important recommendation of the committee, and still yet there is no implementation of second phase of the Tarapura committee, and in the in the Indian economy there is still no or partially convertibility in the capital account and fully convertibility in the current account. So that's all about capital account convertibility. Thank you.